Shabbat Shalom. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. It is the Sabbath day, the weekly Shabbat, and the 24th Shabbat since the Shemitah year began back in early April. 24th Shabbat on the Friday night, September the 16th, 2016. We're only now a little more than 2 weeks away from Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets. And I just wanted to spend just a real brief time tonight going over an email that I had gotten through the web about a lady asking about what is the proper way or the appropriate way to celebrate Shabbat. And I thought it might be better just to kind of respond, what is the appropriate way to celebrate Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets, which again is coming up in about 2 weeks. Which I thought would be better to respond publicly, so for the benefit of everyone, rather than just to her privately. So she asked a bunch of questions because she'd never kept Yom Teruah or the Feast of Trumpets before. One thing that's interesting about the feast days, if you go to like Leviticus 23 and you read about the 7 annual feast days, of course, there are some definite things that you do on each of the feast days, but a lot of times the details are left up to us and how we're going to celebrate a feast. Now, obviously, with something like Passover, I mean, we have some prescribed things that we need to do, the lamb, the bitter herbs, the unleavened bread. But in the case of like Yom Teruah, basically it says that it's a time to blow trumpets, to make a blasting of trumpets or shofars, and it's a holy convocation. And of course, that word convocation used in the King James just means a gathering together. That's probably the most important thing for all of these feasts, including and especially Yom Teruah and the fall feasts. Gathering together with other people. And if you don't have people to fellowship with, then you need to ask God to provide that for you, because these feasts are meant to be kept with other people. You're not supposed to be a lone ranger. They're designed to joining with other people, face to face. Okay, not on the internet, but like face to face, gathering with other like-minded people for these feasts. That's the original intention. And so I would say for Yom Teruah, the best thing to do is to gather together with others who love Yah and get yourself your shofar or trumpets, or hopefully someone within the gathering has a shofar, and start blasting it. It's a day of praise and worship and singing. It's a feast day. And so, food and celebration. And it's, of course, most importantly, Yom Teruah is all pointing toward that last great trumpet that is blown, in which we get caught up to be with Yahshua in the air. The dead rise first, and then we who are alive and remain are caught up to be with him forever in the air, as it's talked about in 1 Thessalonians 4, 1 Corinthians 15, Revelation 10 and 11. It's that seventh and last trumpet that's blown, and it's when we get caught up to be with Yahshua and we're with him forever. It's in my view, it's like the best feast ever. I mean, it's because it's the next thing that we're looking forward. Shavuot was fulfilled 2,000 years ago, and now we've been in this long prophetic summer, and we're headed fast and quickly toward some Yom Teruah, some future Yom Teruah, in which we get caught up to be with Yahshua toward the end of the Great Tribulation. But I think the most important thing, because she was asking like, well, what do we do? What do I need to do? I don't even know how to play trumpets or whatever. Can I just play a CD of trumpets? Which that's fine. Playing a CD or music of trumpets is fine if you don't have a shofar. But I think, again, the most important thing is to be joining with other people. Other people. In fact, maybe I should have mentioned Shabbat as well. It's very important on the weekly Shabbat to join together with other people as well. And I hear people say, well, I don't really have any fellowship. I don't know where to go to. Get on your face and ask God to provide it, because we have to have fellowship. That's what keeps us accountable. It keeps us from getting caught up in the wiles of the enemy. We can't just sit behind our computers and just have a personal relationship with Yah and not have a relationship with other people and say, well, no one's like-minded. Yes, there are like-minded people. His body is cast all over the earth, and if you're part of his body, Yah's going to provide you with people to fellowship with. So I would say the most important thing is to find people that you can gather together with, bring food, have those trumpets, those shofars, blow them up, and meditate on all the different scriptures throughout the Word that point toward that day of the last trumpet blowing, in which we're caught up to be with Yahshua. But it's interesting how on all of these feasts it says it's a holy gathering, it's a holy convocation, it's a holy. You're supposed to come together with other people. That's very, very, very important. And it's, of course, emphasized again all the way through the Brit Hadashah as well, that we need to be with others in order to keep our hearts from getting hardened and to keep ourselves in line with Yah and His Word. So I just wanted to leave that with everyone. Again, with most of the feasts, Yah leaves a lot of the details up to our imagination. There's a lot of freedom in keeping these feasts, but with Yom Teruah in particular, it's good to be able to blow those trumpets, blow those shofars, and gather together with others. Hallelujah. May you all have a very blessed Shabbat Shalom. The website's www.spiritandtorah.com.